Hello everyone, welcome back to the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. I am Clary and I'm your host for these 2 amazing weeks of Photoshop Daily Creative Challenges. Welcome to everyone for joining me. Today's challenge number 7. Hi Sean, hi Sam, Damien, Marco, hola Marco, Steve, Gerard. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys are doing good. Let me know from where you're tuning in, and it's nice to see you here. Hi Hiv, hi Noor, Adobe Live. Good morning everyone. It's so nice to see you here. I see so many familiar faces joining in, but also some new people as well. Hi Jennifer, Claire from the UK, nice to see you. Mark, Anots, so many amazing people joining me today. So let me introduce you this amazing world of Photoshop Daily Creative Challenges. We are here for 2 weeks to sharpen our skills into Photoshop and learn new techniques. This is a great place for beginners, but also for more advanced users. In fact, we are gonna create new portfolio pieces that will allow a Photoshop beginner user to get started in, get your hand dirty into Photoshop. But if you are already a professional user, you can really spin these challenges for your portfolio, creating and getting inspired in order to create a very unique pieces to add to your amazing collection. But let me get you more information on how to join these amazing challenges. You can find everything you need here on our fantabulous landing page, behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. You are gonna be able to join the chat and also discover each one of our amazing Oh, 1 second. There is a technical issue here. We are gonna try to fix my laptop real quick. This is the beauty of being live. Let's see if we can actually show my screen, hopefully. Let's see if we can get into our app. Hopefully everything works. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just have to make sure that I'll be able to share my screen with you. It's a little bit sleepy this morning, my laptop. Let's see if there is any issue with the screen. I'm gonna try to, bear with me guys. I'm gonna be there with you. In the meantime, if you go to behance.net/challenge/Photoshop, hopefully we're here. My laptop says that that everything is working. Sorry guys, I'm just double checking with my health in behind the scene. While they try to fix this issue with the laptop, I'm gonna go ahead and talk you through what we have done so far. So today's challenge number 7. You do not need to have joined our previous challenge in order to join today. As I said, those are challenges that are for both beginners and for already pro users. And you can pick it up in any day and then catch up with your challenges. If you can, from your screen, hopefully I'll be able to share mine very soon. But if you go on behance.net/challenge/Photoshop, you will be able to actually see and chat with a giant community of creatives, both students, professionals. I can see that there is actually the Discord screen. That's probably what you actually seen at the moment. During the Discord, we are going to do some feedback. All the streamers that come after me are able to look at your work. So it's a great place where you can actually share your work, get some feedback, and make sure that you learn and you improve by also looking at other people's work. I always find this still very inspiring, and I still learn a lot by looking at your work as well. So let me see if there is any question in the chat. I can see Nor, Rod, Sig. Slice, yes. Hopefully we're gonna jump into Photoshop soon. I have my little help working behind the scene here. So hopefully we're gonna be able to have my screen. I think we do. I think we do have my screen on. Let's see if we can jump into Photoshop. Yes, we made it. Perfect. So let me just show you Discord real quick, and then we're gonna jump straight into Photoshop. So as I said, this is Discord. This is our amazing chat where we can share the work. If you want to share the current work of the current challenge that we're working on today, just go on current challenge and share your work there in order to get feedback. As you can see, we have an amazing group of creatives from all over the world join this amazing community. But also we have mentors like myself, Sam, or Tim that are always ready to answer your question. And if you want to get started and follow up with me with this starter file, you have one option, which is to go into this amazing landing page and scroll down into challenge number 7, which is the slice tool. And also you can, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna share yesterday final, so you can actually use my photo as well in order to follow the challenge. As you can see, all I've done is simply clicked and dragged my file into Discord. That's how you share your work into the channels. And I'm gonna write here, free to use for challenge 7. Oops. Perfect. So if you want to use the photo that I'll be using, which is the photo that we stylized yesterday with Camera Raw, please feel free to use that image. Otherwise, you can use the starter file that is from our landing page, or you can use your own image without any problems. Also, if you're very new to Photoshop and this is maybe your first day where you're thinking to get started, this is also a great place to be, because you can scroll down from our landing page and click into download Photoshop in order to get started with your trial and learn and build your skills within this amazing app. Also, as I said, if one challenge is not enough for you, actually if 2 weeks of challenges are not enough for you, you'll find many other challenges here under Explore Past Challenges in our amazing landing page. This landing page is full of so many amazing information. You can also join Discord by clicking here, community chat, or chat with the community after you take the challenge by clicking on this big blue button here. I'm gonna be with you until March 13th, so we have 2 more challenges to go. But before we started on today's challenge, I collected some example to kind of give you an idea of what we're trying to build. We're trying to build those Instagram post that looks so nicely curated. I just collected some example. If you ever wondered how these people managed to have this Photoshop so neatly organized with images that are perfectly split, there is no error, and you can build an entire graphic. We're gonna use a photo today, but you can build entire graphics based on this technique. So let's get started. Let me know in the chat if you have used this technique before. You have many ways in which you can create it. Today we're going to create both a grid that is 9 photos and 6 photos. So we're going to have 3 rows. Also, if you want to see what I'm aiming to, I've actually uploaded already the photo into my Instagram. So if we go into Instagram and then I am Clary, which is my handle for Instagram, you already see that this is the final for today. Of course, on desktop, we have a little bit of a larger gap, but if we see the phone view, we can see how this grid is gonna pretty much disappear, allowing us to split the view of our photo in a very precise way. So it almost looks like each photo is part of a puzzle. But I wanna see if someone has already used this before. Jennifer, you have not, but you always wanted to learn. Perfect. We're gonna start very soon with it. Hi Ralph, nice to see you. Mia, Noor, perfect. So Justin, you tried to use the slice tool once, it didn't go well. Well, let's get started. Let's get started into Photoshop and I'm gonna start from a new document here. I'm gonna close this document. We don't really need it. As you can see, I was practicing before starting with you, but let's create a new document from scratch. So I've opened Photoshop, and all I have to do is press Command N in order to have our new document window. And I already set here 1080 by 1080 into my canvas size. This is because if you don't know it already, the Instagram post size is 1080 by 1080 pixels. Now, if you think about it, if we're gonna build a grid, we're gonna need 3 columns and then 2 rows. And that means that we're gonna have to pretty much multiply the square by 3 times in width and 2 times in height. So Photoshop help us doing math. In the past, I would have gone and get a calculator or get my phone and try to do the math and maybe try to remember both, and it would have taken so long for me to actually find the right dimension. But Photoshop help us to work efficiently. So all we have to do is to go into the width, make sure that we have the starting size, which is the correct size, and then all I have to do is to type in the asterisk, which is a symbol for multiplying, and I'm gonna multiply it by 3 for my columns because I'm looking to create 3 columns to start. And then same for the 8. In this case, I'm looking for 2 rows, so all I have to do is multiply my height by 2. And I do that by inputting the asterisk from my keyboard and then press 2. And as you can see, Photoshop has already calculated the right size. So let me click on Create and show you. This is already the right size that we need for our canvas. But there are other ways in which we can create this canvas. Let me show you because they might be more comfortable for you. So I'm gonna press Command N to create a new document. And I'm gonna go back to my 1080 by 1080. So what happens if you already have created a document that is 1080 by 1080? How do you change the canvas here? So all you have to do is go into Image and Canvas Size in order to change the size of a canvas without changing the pixel, without influencing the size of the image. So all you have to do here, you have 2 options. You can go into percent for both, and all I have to do is multiply it by 3. So in this case will be 300% for my width and 200% for my height. This is because I'm starting with a 6 image puzzle. So I'm gonna have 3 images. Let me actually show you on my personal Instagram, so hopefully it will make more sense. So we're looking to achieve these 3 squares on the top and 2 squares on the bottom in order to create our image. So it's gonna be 300% the size in width and 200% the size in height. And if we press OK, with Photoshop magic, here it is. This is the right size. And I'm gonna show you one more method. If you click Command Z, you can do that by going into the properties. Now you have to make sure that the canvas size is unlocked, and you do that by making sure that this little link is not selected. So right now, if it's selected, the width and height will change proportionally, and we do not want that. So let's click to make sure that it's unselected. And all we have to do here is again to multiply our pixel size. So by 3 for our width and by 2 for our height. And here we go. Isn't that amazing? We're actually using Photoshop as a calculator. I think that's really, really cool. I don't know if any of you has ever done that. But let me go into our slices. And before actually cropping the image, all we have to do is to make sure to follow some guides. And we do that by going into View, New Guide Layout. And as you can see, I already set it into 3 by 2. But let's say that, for example, it was set into 8 columns. Super easy. We go into our columns here and input 3, and we go into our rows and we input 2. We make sure that we have 0 gutter because we don't want any space in between our frame, and we're just gonna press OK in order to commit the changes with our guides. Now let's go into our crop tool and select until we hit the slice tool here in our toolbar, and all we have to do is to click and drag into each one of our square. Now, as you can see, I started a little bit off from the corner, so I'm gonna click Command Z to undo and make sure I really grab the entire space of the square. And I'm gonna keep going until I've selected all my squares here into the canvas, just like so. And here it is for my sixth beautiful square. So as you can see, we split our canvas, and now I'm gonna bring in an image. It doesn't really matter what image do we bring. We can bring as many layers as we want. I'm gonna click and drag the image that I've shared with you into Discord, and I'm gonna resize the image here just to make sure that we have interesting content. And I do so by click and dragging this little corner. I just wanna make sure that I have an interesting content in each square. And I think that if you set your guides before, that definitely helps you to see which content goes in each square, so you can really have full control of your content here. Hi Valda here, nice to see you. Hi Alberto, yes, slicing. I hope that it was really clear. It's actually very, very easy to see. I'm gonna click return because I'm happy with the way that the content was split. But now we have to remember, when we input this puzzle into Photoshop, we always have to start from the very, very last image. So in order to help me remember that, I'll go back into my slice tool and use slice select tool in order to rename my slices. All I have to do is to double click in the slice, and I'm gonna name this very last one slice 1. And I'm gonna press Command A to select the text and copy in order then to go a little bit faster with next slices. And I'm gonna keep going. So this is gonna be our slice 2. I'm simply copying the text from the previous name and so on. This is gonna be slice 3. And this is gonna be our slice 4, because remember, this is exactly the order in which we're gonna have to upload our slices into Instagram to make sure that we have the right flow going on. It happened to me so many times that I was trying to upload a new file, and I actually started from the very first one, and that's really not what I wanted. So this is slice number 6. Now, how do we export this slice to make sure that we are going to be able to use it for Instagram? Very easy. All we have to do is stay into Photoshop and go into our file, export, and save for web legacy. Then we're gonna select which sort of file do we want. I'll go with a JPEG because that's I feel the best compression to use. And then you have two options. If you want to select certain slice, this is the place where you can do so. In fact, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that you can select different slice. And if you hold shift, you can select perhaps more than one slice. But if you want all of them, don't worry about selection. Just click into save and make sure that here into your panel where it says slices, all slices is selected in order to save our slices. Now I'm gonna go into my desktop and I'm gonna name this folder slices, and I'm gonna click on save. As you can see now, if we go into my desktop, we have our image folder, and into my image folder, I have my beautiful slices already cropped and ready to be posted into Instagram. So the way that I've actually posted this to Instagram is that I've simply emailed all these images that are in the folder to my email address. And then I've used the name to understand which was the one that I have to post. Let's see if there is any question into the chat. You guys are still saying hello. Welcome to this challenge number 7. So as you can see, using the slice tool is actually super, super easy. You'll be able to use as many photos as you want. We probably have still few minutes to show how do we tackle the 9 grid, because that was the final objective of today's challenge. So let's get started with a new 9 photo. All we have to do is to press Command N to create, making sure that we are into Photoshop and into your folder. Press Command N to create a new document. I'm still gonna start with a 1080 by 1080 and click Create. Then here into my property panel, I'm gonna in this case multiply both my height and my width by 3 because we're looking to achieve a 9 grid. And I'm gonna do so by selecting the asterisk from my keyboard and multiply it by 3 and doing the same with my height, multiplying by 3. And then in this case, when we're gonna go and start creating our guides to help us define the different squares, we're gonna need a 3 columns and a 3 rows because we're looking for 9 images. So again, go into View, New Guide, Layout, and we're gonna have 3 columns but also 3 rows. And here it is, we have our 9 photo grid. Again, all we have to do is to go back into our slice tool. Remember, if you don't find it, it's under the crop tool in our tool menu. And all we have to do is to click and drag in order to start to create our images. Now, something that I want to point out as well is that you really want to make sure that you have Snap to Guide checked. If you don't know if that's the case, all you have to do is go into View and make sure that Snap is selected and that Snap to Guide is checked. This is because when we actually use our slice tool, as you can see, if I simply click and drag, it allow us to make sure that we use exactly the same space and the same frame that is indicated by the guides. So we're never going to have a problem of having maybe 1 extra pixel or maybe 1 pixel less. So let's see if there is any other question. What about using AirDrop? Paul, hi, thank you for joining the chat first of all. And of course, AirDrop is a great way of using it. AirDrop works, I think if you have an iPhone. I'm not 100% sure with Android. I have both a Pixel phone and an iPhone. If you do work within an iOS environment, definitely between your Mac and your iPhone, that's a very, very smart and fast way of working. Otherwise, if you are in an Android ecosystem, Google Photos perhaps is the best way to work. If you select your photo and upload it into your Google through the web, you then find them into your phone. Thank you so much, Paul, for actually having this amazing fast trick to work in a more efficient way. So something else that I wanted to remind you, I probably have 1 minute. I'm going to go back into my previous image to show you is that we compile here any layer. We can create adjustment. Let me show you here. So for example, if we start by a hue saturation and we create some adjustment here by making the image perhaps darker or brighter, or maybe make it more saturated, the slices will take anything that is within the canvas. For example, we want to use another image, no problem. All we have to do is to drop it into our canvas, make sure that all the slices will be taken care of, and you can use this image as well. So no matter how many layers you stack into our Photoshop file, that's absolutely fine. The slices will always crop whatever is visible within your canvas. Now, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. I'm gonna leave you with some amazing streamers. Paul, and I'm not sure, hopefully it's Paul after me. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Today's day number 7. I'll see you on Discord. I look forward to see your slices into Discord. And if you have any question, remember, just give me a shout. I'll be there and I'm happy to help. And I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye, guys.